Hey guys, welcome to Muckin About, episode 18, season 2. This is actually me doing a voiceover, is with my recent issues with copyright and stuff, I didn't realize for about 6 minutes into this video that I had my audio playing in the background. So, a lot of this is going to be fast forwarded anyways. As you can see, I got some turtles here, I just spent, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours or so, actually going through and writing a program to get them to do what you're seeing here. But the neat thing about it all is that I've written it so that I can use it easily. I made myself a little API sort of deal, and what that allows me to do is not have to rewrite the code that I was constantly having to rewrite. I can just use it between all the scripts and stuff, fairly easily. So it's kind of nice. But this is pretty much my army of turtles. I have the original guy. He's the one that did the top layer, and then there's 8 more guys stacked down below him. Yeah, there's the original guy on the right hand side there. So pretty much what I'm going to do is I thought that these would make a pretty neat looking uh, time lapse with them just going through and eating away the world. So what we're going to do here is I set up a little bit of a pillar here, and then we're going to just be going over and just watch them for a little bit. It's about a minute or so long. It took actually around, I want to say like 20 minutes or so. Yeah, about 20 minutes or so. So anywho, this is where I'm going to leave you guys. So happy watching and fast forward, and we'll pick back up after we return into some normal speed. Alright guys, so we just finished a little bit of a time lapse here. They're all in a row. It's a little bit longer, about another minute or so. Or actually, about another 2 minutes actually, until my audio goes out. So I'm going to try and recap what we were doing here. Is all the items on the ground here, because I had them dig out too large of an area. They can only hold about 1,024 items, if assuming they could do complete full stacks in their inventory of all the items. Things like the amber gems and getting flint out of the gravel are actually going to screw that up, and that is what happened here. If you saw me hop down a couple of times during the overall progress, it's because I was trying to conserve a bit of stone here and there. Is I didn't want to lose that because I'm going to need it for the islands. Dirt I wasn't too worried about, top 5 layers. I'm only going to have like 1 layer of dirt really, and I got more than enough dirt to build and such with. But what I'm about to do here is incredibly stupid. And I said it when I was doing it, I still did it anyways. This dumps a whole bunch of items into the world with a 5-minute timer on them. And what happens next is me scrambling, trying to get all of it back. So I'm going to jump forward real quick to the point of where I get it back, and then when we return, it's going to be to my normal audio that actually I was saying while I was playing the game. So I'll talk to you guys in a little bit later from right now. Ah, well, it'll just be caught every now and again. Should be okay. Let's just focus on getting the stuff. Looks like I have most of the turtles, so those are the things that I'm really want to make sure I don't lose, since I just set so many of them up. So I made 8 new of them today. I gave them all their own labels. They have their own little fuel supply. I dumped like half a stack of coal coke into each of them. And then I took my original one, which is just called Muckin Turtle, and brought him over to a test world, specifically our wasteland world. And while I was getting shot at by lightning, I programmed a new API to help me program these things easier, and I'll take a look at it in a little moment. I'll try and show you guys around. I won't turn this into a programming tutorial, so I don't want to bore you guys. I love programming. There we go. Why did it just load my properties? Just because I hit save? Okay, so original turtle, this dude right here, he's the one responsible for all of this. Then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and oh, stool? Oh, thank God. Whew, momentary panic. It's over. I'm good. Let's get back our gear that we usually have on us here. Where's my little glowworm queen? There she is. Moonworm queen. Whatever. Is that all I usually have on me? Carrying that around. The 2 extra bags. This isn't usual. My other book. I had some steak. That's about it. The rest of the stuff is usually just swapped out and around here. I have some casual things I usually have, but for now, I want to focus on these guys. So let's just head upstairs. Oop, oop, oop. It's full! Let me grab my wrench. Nope, nope. Full of everything. Full of lava. Just overall goodness. Next. He is almost full. I'm going to actually turn this guy on. That should actually be more than enough to capture the full energy. So that one will get trickle over. Ta-da! Alright, let's head right here. Got a subdued sound. And let's take a look at the scripts that I wrote. So I have a new folder in here called APIs. And this has a single script in it called Diggy. And this is an API that wraps all my commonly used functions in a single place. So, just I'll go over some quick things here. This is an API. I'll show you how to load it from the other file in just one moment after we're done taking a quick glance through here. But this is just stuff that I use quite often. I was finding I was duplicating it across some scripts, so I decided to make a single one and do it. So I have a little logging or a debugging log available here. This is what prints out a lot of the spam that you often see of, moving forward and stuff like that. So this is a way to turn it on and off. And that's the actual message for the logging right there. It just prints out the message easy enough. If we turn it on, print it out, otherwise it doesn't do anything. This is a little function that I wrote called askValue. You give a name and a default value. It will print out a little message here, and this one had to scroll off of saying enter whatever the name of this is. It'll show you the default value in brackets there. Reads in the value. If somebody just hit enter, so we got nothing back except for an empty string, we return the default, otherwise return the value. So that's how, when you see some of my command prompts and stuff like that, it's that function right there that does it. Now these are the digging functions. I've renamed them, but these are basically the try digs that you can get out of the default tunneling script. So just a quick look at this. You'll notice that I took out the refuel checks. That's because I've been doing the fuel a little bit differently. But it's, basically detect up, dig up. So this is what causes it to handle sand and gravel and stuff like that. Is it will constantly dig up as long as it detects a block that's up there. And then, sorry, this is just dig. This is the one that will then dig up. This is the one that will then dig down. After that, I have the move functions. These are basically just like the try moves from before. I've just called these move forward. The timer's a little bit slower. I don't do anything really if I'm attacking. Then there's up, and then I believe there's also down. What I've also added in here, though, are left and right, which will just do a quick little turn to the left or to the right, and then go to a normal move forward. So it'll turn the direction and then move one forward, block one forward when you do that. When you do back, it's going to turn right to the twice, and then start moving forward in that direction. Next up is a refuel function. This is actually the vanilla refuel that comes with the tunnel recipe here. I haven't done anything special to it yet. What I want to do is support those options that you saw up above here. And then diagnostics. This is just quick little checks that I want to be able to use across them. I get the fuel level. I pass in the number of moves that I want to use. I get the fuel level. And then I'm going to return true if either the turtles are set up to have unlimited ammo, or if our fuel level is greater than the number of moves that we're going to need. So that's a way for me to tell beforehand if these things have enough fuel or not. And then report fuel level is a little output thing. It'll either output what its current fuel level is up on this line here, or if you come down to this line here, it'll use the passed in value and show you how much is required out of how much you have. So that's pretty much how much you're going to be using up. So let's just exit out of here. So just some handy routines, just wrapping up the Turtle API into common ways that I'm going to be using it. Oop, not Pico, sorry. Edit, dig, layer. This is the method. And it's this line right up on top here. In fact, I'm even going to load in the Diggy API. So this is the call. I got this off the wiki, thanks to Sketchy. He pointed out to where the page was for it. And as you saw before, APIs is the name of the folder that I keep the script file called Diggy, and that's it. From there on out, I can use Diggy dot whatever the name of my function is, and just use that other file as if it was in here. This is the ask value. This is asking for the length and the width, so it's returning those sorts of values. Dig layer, this is the majority of this beast. It may look a little complicated, it probably is, it just isn't all that complicated as compared to the other script that can actually dig in 3 dimensions and does it fairly smartly. I still need to work on that one, but I just wanted something simple that I could set this army off to and actually give a try with the whole things. So I'll just basically, you pass in a length and a width. So length is forward for it, width is going to be to the right. So for every width that we have, if the width equals 0, so it's or 1, so it's the very first thing we dig, we're going to start 1 into our range. So we move forward once, that will dig the block ahead of us and then move forward. This is done because the rest of the time will always be 1 block inside of where we're digging, so we need to dig 1 less. So the first run just needs a little bit more, what's it called? The first one just needs the extra step on its own. And then just from here, what the rest of this if statement does is I'm just looking for even and odd values. So when it's an odd value, we turn to the left. When it's an even value, we turn to the right. It just uses the diggy move right that I showed you before, and 1 extra turn because we actually want to do a 180 sort of deal, but we need to move forward in the step between. And then all it does for each one of those is it just goes and digs the length of the row. So it just goes and moves forward. That will dig up the blocks in its path, and onward and forward sort of deal. That is the guts of it right there. That is how you write a script that will dig forward, handle gravel and creatures being in their way. Just something very basic and simple. Here's a little main function. I do this just for my own sanity, as I like knowing exactly where things are going to be starting, so I always write a function called main. This is just throwback to programming for years. I start off by turning on the debugging because it helps me develop the scripts. We get the default widths. If I didn't actually want to enter anything, I could just start the script up. I could hit enter a couple of times and it would actually just start running. So default values of a 10 by 10 area. If it passed in the args, then this right here will this right here will assign them to our length and width. Otherwise, it will actually ask you for them and call the ask values up above. We change them into numbers. We print out a basic information here. I actually want to do some storage calculations, so I wouldn't run into the situation you saw today, where I'm dropping a little bit under half of the resources down. It's because they're going to fill their way up quickly. And when we run into things like this with 1 piece of amber, it's even going to fill up faster. So it's a little bit annoying there. At the very end of the script, just like all of mine, I have a quick little ask value that asks you if you want to continue. I then check for a Y or a capital Y, and if that's the way, then I just pass in the length and the width to dig layer, and on it goes. And this little set of lines right here, this is what calls the main function and passes in the arguments. That's just my little ending script there, so everything else can go up above it. So now that you've seen it, I'm going to actually... Oops! No! Actually, let me control exit. There we go. Let me grab this little bugger. So let me just show it in a more limited but interactive manner here. It will not handle this straight row right now, actually, so just for what it's worth. What I am going to have it do, though, I'm assuming that's our guy. No, that's Muckin Turtle 2. There's Muckin Turtle. So I'm just going to have him do a little square real quick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he'll just do a 5 by 5. So this is where my dig layer is. So it's just dig layer. Enter length. We want 5. Enter a width. We want 5. So, whoa. Dimensions are going to be 10 to 10. That's wrong. I wonder what I broke. Fuel would be 100, so those values are definitely 10. And press enter to continue. I'm actually going to hit no. And I need to figure out why that did that. Dig length, dig width. Short little script here. If args equals 2, it should have. Then we read the length and the width in from the args. Oh, else we ask for them. And this is the fault right here. I was redeclaring these variables local to this function, or local to this else statement, and they needed to be global. So let me just save, exit, using the scroll back here, dig layer, 5, 5. Alright, now it shows us the dimensions that we actually want, a 5 by 5 area, and it's going to take 25 fuel because every single motion is a consumption of fuel. So we hit Y for yes, hit enter, and what you're seeing here is the debug output. It's moving forward, it's digging. It's moving forward, it's digging. Taking to the right, moves forward, digs. That's basically just the very simple program. This is just what it does. Yay! These little bastards are going to help us finish off this entire area. I want this entire area cleared out by the end of this weekend, so I can start working on. Oh no! My dirt. So I want that entire area dug out by the end of this weekend, and that's going to be a pretty tall tale. But between my between my turtles and Drakett's army of turtles, he has another 8. I do believe it's more than doable. I also have the quarry that can also do a section or so at a time, even though it might not be as efficient as this one here. That doesn't mean it's not going to be able to work in parallel and save us some time. But I'm really eager to start building some of the islands down here. I'm also really eager to start being able to work with bees and such like that, so I'm really eager. Oh, I just saw them spawn in. Nice. Yeah, yeah. Critical hit with a nano saber. That's devastating. That is definitely devastating. Alright, let's get where it's a little bit more quiet down here. This is going to be nice, because I'm going to have multiple layers here, and then these things will wrap down and around. I can see like one starting up at about this height level being contained by that one. I might even actually extend that up into the edge over there, just to see if I could actually do it. And then we got the layers down below us. We'll definitely have another island way down there where all that gravel's been resting. That'll be very nice. Oh, comment on the forums. Ew. I did not pick up my gravity gun, so I can't zoom in. Not on the forums. Comment on a previous YouTube post where I was mentioning about the Z fighting there. I was told that a person contacted the developer and they said that it'd be fixed in the next version. So, yeah. Nice. It's going to be nice not to have the walls flickering and shimmering like that. So, ooh, what's that down there? Is that just glowstone that just popped on the edge? Oh, I know what that is. Bam! Level 10 again. Still haven't gotten a Silk Touch enchantment for my diamond drill here. We shall see, though. We shall see. I'm really excited to start to doing some of this stuff down here. The one problem I'm going to have is I can't really use a filler if I want these tendrils to still exist, because a filler will completely overwrite this stone here. So I might be able to use it for like above this level and below this level, or maybe over in this section here, but I won't be able to do this enclosure. I'll have to do that by hand. Or might be able to program the turtles to do it. I wonder. That would be a fairly complicated programming job to get them to fill in sections like that, but that would also be pretty freaking cool to be able to say your turtles are capable of that. Wouldn't it? I think so. Actually, you know what? I happen to have the turtle on hand. 1, 2, actually, let me count this from the side I'll be able to see this on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I want him. So this is one of my older programs. This is the first one. Ooh, what? He's not Turtle 1, or Turtle Muckin, the unnumbered. Where'd my unnumbered turtle go? There we are. So, because this is my dev scripts guy, he has my original new program, which I should be able to tell him to go 18 forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it only 8 tall, really? Let's get a little hover mode going on here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 dirt. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that makes more sense. So I want him to be able to do a 18 by 9 by 1. And he's still not all that efficient. He asks, you know, the same questions, give me the dimensions, give me the same questions here. And he's going to always turn to the left. But he will actually dig this whole thing out for me. He'll mine down that wall as I needed a place to set down the turtles where I wasn't going to fall. Next time, you know, I'm just going to stick them all down the wall and just have them go. Another thing that I'd actually like to be able to get them to do, I'll just show a little test pattern here, is they can dig all around them. So if that is the turtle, they could technically dig like that. So let me put up a little sampler right there. So he could dig there. I could have another one digging there to get around the outside edge. The next ones I would need are there, there, and there, so he could dig there. Then over here, I think. So he'll get those, and that. So that would leave this guy here. So this is actually the sugarcane pattern, is what you'll notice. It's basically the most optimal way to do sugarcane. With him getting that, he'll get those. I need somebody to get that one and that one. That would be a waste. That would be okay. Oops. And that one will be gotten by this guy. Oh, I think I did one of these wrong. Over and up 2, over and up 2, over and up 3. Over and up 2. I guess he should be there. And you guys are getting the idea, though. Is that this, I'll be able to have them bore an entire, not entirely circle, unless I can actually get them to come out in a circle like that. Let's see, over 2, down 1. But they'd be able to bore through a hole like that, and same thing, you know, going downwards is they could spin in a circle and get all of these, and it would use exactly the same fuel as just digging this hole straight down, because it doesn't take any extra fuel with a turtle to turn left, right, or anything like that. It's just for their movement, so it's just when they actually move into another block's location. And there he goes. He's almost done. Let's see what his inventory looks like. Not too shabby at all. You can see I have a lot more digging in here, and this script's clearly not up to date. It's not printing out the right names of the variables and such. But let's just grab these guys back. Oh, another... These guys still have 8,000 energy on them. So, it was 16,000 blocks, or 1,600 blocks, for them to have dug out what they already did. They could do that another 3, 4, 5 times. Oh, was I one short? That's alright, buddy. I got it. Don't you worry none. You'll always be the bestest turtle. Place of honor and pride. Alright, so a little bit of a shorter episode tonight. I might do some more montages tomorrow. I'm not going to do a recording of showing you guys how we're digging, but I have a feeling that Draken and I are going to have quite a bit of fun rampaging through and getting rid of the rest of this 100 by 200 area. I know at least I will. And I'm going to try and tweak the programs a little bit, because it would make it a lot more neat to see that little grid pattern, see if I can't get that done. But, so I'm going to wrap this up to be a fairly short night tonight. Short episode tonight. And I'll make it up with some extra episodes over the weekend and such. I just gotta make sure I have enough time and to get things done as they should. And oops, yeah, I meant to stick him in there a while ago because these guys are full when they're orange like that. Yeah, look at that. And that will dump out into here very quickly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, until it sucks it all up. Nice. Well, alrighty, guys. Let me know what you think about the turtle stuff in the comments. If you guys really do enjoy it, I can walk through some turtle tutorials and such like that. Otherwise, if you just want to see little action shots of them in action, let me know. That's how I know what you guys will enjoy watching or would like to see it coming up next. So, have a good evening, and I'll talk to you guys later.